Cyber fraud, formerly known as Sakawa, has become a thing that is here with us because currently some Ghanaians have been extradited to the United States of America to face sentence or to face punishments for involving or engaging themselves in cyber fraud activities. And leading the pack are Deborah Mensah and Maxwell Peter. Deborah Mensah is 33 years of age, and then according to report, she was arrested on the 16th of January 2020 in Accra. And then Peter as well was also arrested in Accra. And then these people have been extradited and sent to the United States of America to face punishment. And according to the United States Attorney General's Department, these people have been engaging in wire fraud, attempt to commit wire fraud and money laundering. I will give you a tall list of names of people who have been participating in this kind of thing or in this kind of scam this year. Ash Papi and Woodbury were arrested, apart from these two whose names I have mentioned, and some Nigerians have also been arrested and taken to the United States of America to face punishment. We all recall Hash Papi and Woodbury were arrested in Dubai by the Dubai police, and then they were taken to the United States of America to face punishment. And then Hash Papi had over $46 million when he was arrested, same as Woodbury, who was in the same gang as Hash Papi. And then I'll mention the names of people involved in this fraudulent scheme shortly. But then before I said, I want to say a very big thank you to Aseda Shipping Limited for holding me down on this segment of the show. Whatever you have to ship and any part of Europe, how do you call it? If you are in the United Kingdom, if you are in Wales, if you are in Scotland, if you are in Ireland, any part of these countries I've mentioned, or if you belong to any of these countries I've mentioned, if you need deliveries from and to Ghana, Aseda Shipping Limited are the people to call, and within the shortest possible time, you have your delivery right at your doorstep. And then also, apart from Deborah Mensah and Peter Maxwell, people or some people whose names have appeared here are Prince Nana Agre, who is 45 years old, and then you also have Asana Traore, and then you also have Bernard E. Okohu, and then you have actually a mix of nationalities, because you have Nigerians and then you have Ghanaians there as well. And then Deborah in question, or Deborah whose name I mentioned as someone who is leading the pack of fraudsters, is actually being charged for committing wire fraud and then defrauding victims of over $10 million between 2014 and 2018 through what you call the BEC. No, it's not the BEC, it's the BEC. That's the business email compromise. And how do they do, or how do they engage themselves in this business email compromise? They actually set up an email, and then they direct funds from victims or unsuspecting victims into these funds. And then when you are not lucky, and then when you are vulnerable, and you fall into their trap, what they do is that they take your money and then they leave you just like that. Yeah, basically that is what the Sakawa boys do. That is what the fraud boys do. And that what they call Charlie. I guess some will be for here. I guess some will be for there. Then they defraud you. You know that. So let me read an official statement from the United States District Court, Southern District of the New York. So you have it on your screen right now, even as I read. And then it is sealed, and it says that superseding indictment, and then as the United States of America versus Deborah Mensah. So Deborah Mensah is the defendant, and then the United States of America happened to be the complainant. And then she's been charged on several counts, or she's been charged or accused with several, how do you call it, crimes. And then the count one, it says that conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Yes, the conspiracy to commit wire fraud. So I'm reading, and it says that the grand jury charges, and then you have the background, and I read, at all times relevant to this indictment, Deborah Mensah, the defendant, and others known and unknown, were members of a criminal enterprise, the enterprise, into brackets, based in the Republic of Ghana, that committed a series of business email compromises and romance scam frauds against individuals and businesses located across the United States, including the Southern District of New York. And then the second one, you have means and methods of this conspiracy, or means and methods of the conspiracy. And then you have the objective of the enterprise's business email compromise fraud scheme was to trick and deceive businesses into wiring funds into accounts controlled by the enterprise, first members of the enterprise created email accounts with slight variations of email accounts used by employees of a victim company or third parties engaged in business with a company to spoof or impersonate these employees or third parties. These fake email accounts were specifically designed to trick other employees of the company with access to the company's finances into thinking the fake email accounts were authentic. Before I continue even further, basically what then they try to say, those people will create email accounts, then go to trick people, say okay, it be the company's email account, so then they divert the finances of the employees and of people in the company into that fake email account. So that was what I read to you, or basically that is what it's saying, and then I'm continuing. It's saying that the fake email accounts were used to send instructions to wire money to certain bank accounts, and also included fake authorization letters for the wire transfers that contained forged signatures of the employees. By utilizing this method of deception, the enterprise sought to trick the victim into transferring hundreds of thousands of dollars to bank accounts the victims believed were under the control of legitimate recipients of the funds as part of normal business operations, when in fact the bank accounts were under the control of members of the enterprise, including Deborah Mensah, the defendant. So these people, their scheme or the organization is called the Enterprise. At least that is what, or that's the name that the United States are giving us. Yes, these people are known as the Enterprise. So they are basically, as I said, diverting funds. They are scamming people. They are taking monies from people, and then it doesn't end there. You have a third list because you have a whole lot of charges. But basically, what we are seeing, and the question we are asking today is this then, Charlie, is it something that has come to stay with us? It's something that most of our youth have been involved in. But then when you look at the names, or when you hear the names I mentioned earlier on, Charlie, the people then really grow small, because you have people aged 45, you have 33, and then I haven't seen anyone with between the ages of 20, 25. No, not in this situation though. But then the counts are many, the charges are quite a lot, and then we'll also put some on your screens for you to see. And then let me also read one interesting part of this statement, or of this letter. It also says that statutory allegations, you also have statutory allegations, and then it says that from at least about 2014 up to and including or about 2018, in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Deborah Mensah, the defendant, and others known and unknown, willfully and knowingly did combine, conspire, confederate, and agree together and with each other to commit wire fraud in violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 1343. So they are saying that willfully and knowingly they combined, they conspired, they confederated, and agreed with each other to commit wire fraud in violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 1343. And then it's also saying here that it was part and an object of the conspiracy that Deborah Mensah, the defendant, and others known and unknown, having devised and intended to devise a scheme and artifice to defraud and for obtaining money and property by means of false and fraudulent pretenses, representations, and promises, knowingly would and did transmit and cause to be transmitted by the means of wire, radio, and television communication in interstate and foreign commerce, writing, signs, signals, pictures, and sounds for the purpose of executing such scheme and artifice and violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 1343, to wit, Mensah engaged in a scheme together with others to receive wire transfers and cash deposits from victims of fraud scheme via bank account controlled by the defendant and other members of the enterprise in the Bronx, New York. So Title 18, United States Code, Section 1349. So it seems that the United States Code, Section 1349, Title 18 talks a lot about some of these things, and then the ways and means through which these people were able to launder money, deceive people. And then it's also mentioned that they use a lot of communication ways, signals from radio and television communication transmission, and then a whole lot of that, and you have writings and you have pictures and then you have sounds as well, just to execute a well-planned scheme or a well-planned scam to launder money from people and then to make people vulnerable. But Charlie, it seems that this has become the order of the day for some time now. Charlie, I don't know if Obeka say boys see girls so like money not day, but then Deborah Manson was not only engaged in some of these things, then even in the letter you have allegations on the basis of romance. Yeah, sometimes impersonation. He will tell you, say, okay, I'm this kind of girl, but then you will go inside there, you know, being them pictures. More boys than they do fraud, they know what they talk about. You say, they watch me. Sometimes you know somebody they do fraud. Sometimes, yeah, actually make what I mind they make. We discuss all these things. But one thing, the United States they won't make you know, say, then get agents or then get agencies across the length and breadth of Africa. So sometimes if you guys say they do the United States something, then what from where or sometimes they run away from the United States. They are saying that no, with their satellites or their satellites, no one can run away from them. Because Charlie, them a camera, them a lenses, it cover the whole world. Because we've seen what happened with Ash Papi, where it was even arrested in Dubai and extradited to the United States of America to face punishment or to be arraigned before court. And then Hush Papi and Woodbury's case are still before the United States Attorney General's Department, and then they are dealing with them to that effect. And then with all the charges that have been leveled against Deborah, Peter Maxwell, and the rest of the people involved, and then even in the letter one, statement they kept making was that Deborah and her accomplices, known and unknown, yes, because Deborah's circle or the enterprise seems to be quite big. It seems to be, or it says a bigger enterprise, so you cannot come out and then say, so, okay, we know everyone who is involved in the enterprise. So basically that is it, and I don't know your take on it. I don't know what you think about all these things, but Charlie, cyber fraud has come to stay with us. Charlie, if you watch your body, make somebody to watch him body, make we all will live peacefully. So basically that is these Ghanaians have been arrested and extradited to the United States of America. And one funny thing is, Charlie, them bab them or them arrest them for Ghana here, wait and carry them go America, make them go face sentences for the crimes they've committed against, the humanity self. So people, this is Ghpage. Please subscribe to this channel, Ghpage. Follow us across social media on Facebook, Ghpage News, on Instagram, at Ghpage News, on Twitter, at Ghpage_com. You can also visit our website, www.ghpage.com. And before I take leave of you, yesterday night, Ejibra made the fight. So Ejibra, Charlie, Michelle, and then Mesha, Edwin, everybody, everyone who is supporting and then subscribing to our channels across social media. My name is Jepsam. You can call me your MC General. Episode for Awibas.